Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back once again to Chris Aquariums. This week is an exciting week because I'm going to be taking you through my very first saltwater aquarium. It's going to be a bit more of a vlog style episode because I want to kind of explain why I wanted to do this, how I got to this point, and the equipment that I have right now that I'm going to take you through as we start the saltwater marine aquarium. I've been in fish keeping for about 10 years now, and that entire time it's been freshwater. I've been working with freshwater tanks and freshwater ponds. Saltwater is something I've obviously always known about, but it was something I thought that was a bit too far out of my reach. You know, I was of the opinion that a lot of people are, that it's very expensive to start a saltwater tank and very difficult. While that's not entirely untrue, I think it's also about how you do it. So I'm going to start off very simply, a very simple beginner saltwater tank, and as time goes on over the years, I'll progress from there. So those who know this channel, they kind of know my fish keeping style is that I really like to start off simple, start off cheap, easy, effective, and then as time goes on, add, tinker, improve, and go into the things that are a bit more difficult. So with that being said, let me take you through the things that I have for my very first beginner saltwater tank. So check it out guys, this is the equipment that I've been slowly accumulating over the past couple of weeks to get started on the saltwater tank. As you can see, we start off with a canister filter, going onto some biological filtration media for the canister filter. We have the sea salt, the heater, the hydrometer. This over here is some stability, that's to get the beneficial bacteria started in the tank, and then to colonize we have the dry rock. So let me take you through all these things right now. The heater is quite self-explanatory. Obviously it's there to heat the water. I chose this particular one because it had a sleek silver finish and I think it'll look very stylish. Saltwater is, you know, kind of by trade a very stylish hobby. Everything is quite sleek and colorful, so I thought that would go well. Next up is the hydrometer or hydrometer. Basically it's used to measure the salinity of the water. As you know, the salinity has to be in the right parameters, not too much, not too little. This works on gravity. Once you've mixed the salt water, you'll put this into the water and it'll float, and the water level will be at a certain parameter that will show you the salinity. So as you put in more salt, the water becomes more buoyant, gravity affects it less, it floats a little bit more, and then you can see how much salinity you have in your water. Next up is the stability. You know that we've used this before in multiple tanks. This is used for freshwater and marine, and this is just to introduce the beneficial bacteria into the tank so that it doesn't have to grow from scratch. It'll reduce the cycling time of the tank by quite a bit. Next up I want to talk about the salt. This is just typical sea chem vibrant sea salt. As we go into more corals and things down the line in the future, then you'll be looking for some Red Sea kind of variants, coral specific salts, but for the moment we're just going to start off with some fish, which I'll get to, so this will be perfectly well. The dry rock. A lot of people talk about dry rock and live rock. Live rock is rock that already has beneficial bacteria. It's typically taken in from the sea. So first of all, we don't want to be ruining the reefs of the world, but secondly, it can bring in a lot of parasites and unwanted pests and worms and all kinds of things. So for me, I really prefer to start off with dry rock, clean slate, nothing in the tank that you don't know about. Next up is the canister filter. This is a Sobo SF650F. It turns over 650 liters per hour. Since we have a 60 liter tank, that is more than enough. This is the filter itself. It has your typical inlet and outlet. This is very handy because it controls the speed of the flow, so we can choose how much or how little flow we want in the tank. And we can open it up. And this is what it looks like inside. So here we have the filter media. The bottom basket is obviously the filter floss. Followed by the second basket for biological filtration, and that's where we have the ceramic rings that come into play. So what tank is all of this going to go in? Well, you have seen it before. It's my 60-liter tank that we used in the past. I've had it for multiple tanks, including my tropical fish and my goldfish. The reason why I want to start with a 60-liter tank is so that I can get a handle on things. Saltwater is brand new to me. A lot of this stuff I'm learning as I go along, using a lot of information from the internet and YouTube, making sure that I'm fully aware of what I'm getting myself into. And also the costs are less to start out with. So the water changes, the filtration, the sand, the livestock, everything is a bit smaller when you start off small. So I want to start off small, make sure I know what I'm doing, I have all the right equipment so that one day I can build up to something bigger. It's always been a bit of a dream of mine to have a saltwater tank. I love freshwater, I'll always have it, but this is the next level. And for me in this hobby, I always love challenging myself, learning, growing, going to the next level. And when it comes to saltwater, I think the possibilities are endless. To learn the kind of species to have, the dynamics, how to set up tanks, refugiums, calcium reactors, all those kind of things that come along with it. So I have my 100-liter tropical tank, I have my pond outside, and very soon I'll now have a saltwater tank, and I can't wait to get started. It's a whole new world, and for me it's a whole new opportunity to learn and grow and progress and challenge myself. So we're going to start out small, beginner saltwater 60-liter tank. The livestock and what's going to go in it, I know exactly what it's going to be, but you'll find out a little bit later. So this is episode 1 of what will be hopefully a lifelong series of my journey into saltwater and how I progress along the years in this hobby. And please, if you guys know anything that I don't, put it in the comments below, because I really love to learn, and I know there's a lot of people out there who have tons of experience, and I'm open to hearing it. So this is episode 1. This is the equipment that we're going to start with. I'm going to show you a clip of the tank right now. And I really just can't wait to get started. So this video is showing you all the equipment, telling you how we're going to get going, and in episodes to come we're going to start putting together the tank, cycling it, getting in the livestock, the fish, eventually some corals, and I can't wait to take you along the journey. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do so now. I think it's going to be a really exciting journey. Like the video if you want to see more of this kind of thing, and I really can't wait to take you along on the journey with me. So that's it for this week. I'll see you in the next time on Chris Aquariums.